Is your mistress completely different than your wife? The decision to end the affair should come from you and you alone. You need to be honest with yourself about why you're involved with a married man in the first place, and what you hope to gain from the relationship. So what do you say when breaking up with a married man? Tell him it's over. The married man has come from far with his wife, so you need to tell him that you do not want to be part of his confusion since he is unsure whether he loves his wife while he loves you. So you are wondering who he truly loves. You can tell him you and your ex are back together. Now that you badly want to be separated from him, he will be concerned once you mention your extension. Believe he wouldn't want to get involved with you and, at the same time when you see your ex. Tell him you regret the day you met. Telling your lover, this is almost a nightmare for you and that you should not have done what you did with him in the first place. He will feel bad that you regret everything you shared with him, meaning you didn't tell whatever you said. Tell him you don't love him anymore. After realizing you have wasted a lot of time with a man who is unwilling to leave his family and come to you. Assure him that you found a new love and so you can't be with him anymore. Love is a mutual feeling, so it can't only be one party giving love when the other isn't reciprocating. So he will go by himself. Tell him you don't feel the same way. After figuring out there is no future for you, all the excitement is gone, show him that you now feel differently about how you want your life. You do not want to be a mistress anymore, and it's not your place to be his mistress and be the one waiting on him to show up, and do not have a family of your own. Finally, tell him that you want to feel you are a priority. When you are the mistress, it's you they visit as a part-time schedule. You wouldn't be there forever, you want to have your own man who spends 24/7 with you whenever you want him. He is available for you, not the secret one. How to stop being the other woman? Being the other woman is quite a difficult place to hold. You have intervened in someone's family life, and you may live to blame yourself for the rest of your life. Here are a few steps to help you stop being the other woman. Interest yourself with the outside world. Go out there and start loving again, be open to dating now that you have had to end your affair, and give it a shot. You could find the missing piece that you had deprived yourself of the years you spent with a married man. Find someone who you do not have to hide when with him. Keep distance. If you are working with this married man, you might consider finding a new job. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. If you live in the same neighborhood, you might have to shift and avoid any physical contact with him. Take your time and make a perfect exit strategy so that you ultimately move out of his life. Confront him if you just found out. In case you just found out about his marriage from someone else and he did not mention anything to you, things have become more severe with him, then you need to show him you are angry. Show the rage he deserves because you are human and allowed to get furious. It would help if you stood for yourself because nobody will, and, most importantly, don't listen to him anymore. He is most likely to add more damage to what he has already caused. Focus on your existence. It's essential to get back on the track of your own life. Don't be afraid and stop making him the focal point of your world. Spend time with your friends and people who make you happy because if you continue being dependent on him, you will never get out of it. Cut him out of your life. Don't forget to block all communication channels from him, like blocking his phone numbers so that he doesn't call you and ask him to leave you alone. Even if he comes to see you physically, try to ignore him and avoid giving him any attention. That's what he is seeking. Once you deny it from him, you'll have done for yourself a justice. Can a married man love his mistress? Is it love or lust? Love can be very subjective, depending on what you consider determined as love. Love is beyond sex, beyond having a good tone, beyond feel-good emotions. It is about wanting the best of them, providing it to them, and wanting them to be happy for the rest of their lives. When you think about it, if a married man was to love his mistress, what would he give out of the situation? He may give money, sex, and a little bit of time, but not that kind of real love, since he will not be there through thick and thin. As a mistress, you do not have all those privileges you can get when someone loves you. Things like calling him after work and checking how his day was are impossible because he is home with his wife. You can't just pop up at his house like you would do if it were a normal relationship. So it sounds more like a relationship of convenience. Real love is about fully immersing your life with another person with no obstacles and hindrances. You might have all it takes but do not have a real relationship like a wife does. When you, the mistress, are mostly there for the good times and not the bad, You have to ask yourself whether it is love or lust. Maybe in a few instances where the affair is real, he may leave his wife and start a new life with a newfound love after his marriage has wholly failed. How to stop loving a married man? Sorry to break your fantasy, and things have to end between you and your lover. The fact is that you are not in an actual relationship, he is having an affair with you. The man is using you to fill the emotional and the sexual void of his marriage while you are in love with him. The married man perhaps isn't in love with you like you do, so you need to stop loving him and end this affair. Believe in yourself. Women get into relationships with married men thinking that it is what they deserve. They think that they are not going to find someone else who can love them like the married man has. You may convince yourself that you are in love with a married man while you could be having a fantasy. The best is yet to come, and you do not need to compromise, so you need to stop loving this married man and find a man of your own. Your future matters most. Most times you may fall in love with a married man not putting into consideration that he may never come to you. Make his actions match his promises. Order your help now at Nkima.com. He is with his family and they are happy while you sit in your house alone every evening. For how long are you willing to sacrifice your happiness? Especially with a man whose life is moving ahead and yours is at a standstill. You are not yet sure who you are going to spend the rest of your life with, and your youth is coming to an end. Making the decision to stop dating the married man will at least place you somewhere. Somewhere to meet new people who could be part of your future. Test him with a pregnancy scare. A married man who truly treasures his family and has no plans of leaving his wife can never let you get pregnant. If you try to scare him that you are pregnant, he will ask you to abort it. This means he is not the man for you, so you need to stop loving him no matter what he gives you. You are not leaving a normal life. Moving on from him will free you and can get a man with whom you can have children with. Make the right decision, especially if you want to have children when you are still energetic to bear the pregnancies. Ask him to file a divorce. Married men always come with the story that they no longer love their wives and that it's you they want. If your lover comes convincing you that it's you he wants to spend the rest of his life, then it's best to ask him to process the divorce. Read Lies Married Men Tell Their Mistresses. You need to tell him that you can't continue living in suspense where you do not know what's happening next. Choose to end the affair with him if he is not ready to divorce. Make him leave his wife for you. Order your spell now. Society wants you to put what they want first. When is it time to put what you want first? Submit. Or else he will waste your time and you'll keep waiting in forever. Married men are tricky and wise, so you need to be careful. Consider the kids. When a married man promises to leave his wife and come to you, it implies he might either leave the children with their mother or bring them to you. Both of you might start a new life, but the children might never accept you as their stepmother. Are you ready for their hatred and rejection? Will you love them as their mother would have loved them? The trauma for their divorced parents might affect them so much and never be happy with you. If you do not want to go through this dilemma, then it's good to stop loving the married man for you, your lover, and his children. Try dating again. Dating again will truly help you stop loving a married man. Seeing someone will remind you how it feels to have a real relationship which doesn't involve any secrets or being the other woman. You will get to have your own man who might spend the rest of his life with you. Cut off communication. If you have decided to stop loving a married man, then you need to cut all ties with him. Block his number and from all your social media networks so that he doesn't keep coming back to you in any way. It's over with a married man, and now it's time for you to start a real life from all lies and confusion. You need time to figure out what's next for your life, and you can't do this if he keeps calling you or takes you out occasionally. Keeping in touch with him cannot let you get over him. So don't try contacting him and don't respond to his texts, emails, or calls for your own good. Yes, you can stop loving a married man if you acknowledge that you are nothing beyond his mistress, and he might never leave his wife. Visit Mom and Nkima. Link in description.